Hello, everybody. This is the 7th episode of the Weston and Westeros podcast for this season, covering episode 7 of season 5 of Game of Thrones.
Oh, episode, yeah.
Yeah, we're already at 7, and
Crazy.
I mean, we've already have 8, and then 9's in like 3 days.
This is exciting.
I know. 9's usually the biggest episode of the season. This year might be a little different. We'll see.
It's gonna be hard to top 8.
Yeah, which we will get to later tonight, but I don't know when I'll post these. I might not post either of these tonight. I might wait for tomorrow. But you're listening to it on the internet, so you don't care.
Not at all.
Yeah, right. Real quick before we get to the show, I want to tell everybody about the game, the Telltale Games. Buy it. It's getting really good. It's like really, really good. If you're wondering, like, what's I don't have a console. It's for PC. You can get it on your tablet if you want to. Phone. Doesn't matter.
However you want.
Right. So, like I said, it's 6 episodes. If you get the season pass, and it's $5 per episode. If you get the season pass, it's $25, so you get a free episode, basically. 4 of the episodes are out. Episode 4 came out a week ago today. And it's usually 6 to 8 weeks between episode, which is real boner crushing. But if you haven't played it now, you have 4 episodes to play. They're about 2 to 3 hours in length. And like I said, it's narrative, real point and click. There is some action, but it's just button combinations. But the story's getting really good. If you're a fan of the show, you'll really like the games. They came up with a new story. It's writing. They work in characters from the show. They have the real actors. Telltale Games just makes good stuff. They've done the Walking Dead series and stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you like that, I would definitely recommend this. But it's a solid game. If you're wondering. Show timeline wise, it takes between season 3, the Red Wedding is where it starts to it's the latest episode was the beginning of season 4, so it'll cover about that timeline. It won't get caught up to where we are now, but it's a good play. If you really like getting into the games and getting into side stuff like other books, novellas, and stuff, I definitely recommend it. So
yeah, I mean, I haven't played it. I've heard good things from Weston and mostly Weston.
Yeah,
I've read the reviews. It seems like it'd be fun if you like narrative style games. If you want to dig deeper.
Their problem is if you're not a fan of the show, you won't like the games. Mm-hmm. Like if I played the games and I never watched the show or read any of the books, I'd have no idea what's going on.
Right.
And you know what? Some people say that's a bad thing. I say it's a good thing. It's made for the fans of the show. It's not made for anybody else.
Yeah, mass consumption.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like the Walking Dead game, I think is a little more. No, the Walking Dead game is a lot more standalone. It's based more on the comics. Mm-hmm. It has all new characters. Like some of the characters from the show up, but you don't have to. You've never had to watch an episode of Walking Dead to be able to play that game. So, Walking Dead's a little different. But this one they really made for the fans because I think people have been really wanting a Game of Thrones game. And remember, Bethesda was asked to make a Game of Thrones game in about 2009 or something. They said no, and they made Skyrim instead. So, worth it.
Yeah, I'd say that's alright.
Yeah,
I can forgive them for that.
Speaking of Bethesda, Fallout 4 got announced today. I wanted to shout that out to everybody. It's a pretty great day in the history of Weston. But anywho, we go to the episode. It's season 5. It's cold out. Everywhere's cold. It's winter. It's bad.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Yeah, nobody's having fun anymore.
Weather-wise, it's just starting to suck a little bit.
Right. So, John, he's like, hey, man, I gotta go. Tormund and some rangers. We're gonna get some horses and go to Hardhome, which is an awesome name for a place. Like, who would live there?
Yeah, it's a hard home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I'd rather live in Happy Land.
Soft home.
Mm-hmm.
Soft. I mean, home's a nice word.
Candyland.
I like Candyland.
Yeah, okay, Candyland. Yeah, we'll go with Candyland. Anywho, he leaves, and he's like, alright, guys, well, if nothing else, just make sure Maester Aemon doesn't die. We go to the next scene, Maester Aemon's dying.
Yeah.
So,
I think Maester Aemon died kind of abruptly. It's like, he didn't seem like he was doing so bad, and then he's just dead.
He was talking about his brother, Aegon Egg. If you read the novella, Duncan Egg, that's him. It's yeah. So it's Aemon's brother, a Targaryen. He became king, but Aemon wasn't doing too good in the end. He was hallucinating, and he was losing his mind. And Gilly and Sam were there, his 2 favorite people, and Gilly's baby, and he's like, this reminds me of my brother. I loved him. He's so happy. And then he's like, I dreamt I was old, dead.
Yep.
They're like dead. They're like, sorry, he is so dead. So they put him on a funeral pyre, light him on fire, and then Sam gave a great speech. He's like, hey, we all liked him. He like took care of us. He had he graduated with his master's degree from the Citadel. He got all the links. He was.
We just said a lot of good things about
it was like, God, that's so fucking touching.
And Sam, delivering the eulogy naturally.
He's good at speaking and stuff. And then they light him on fire because if they don't, he'll turn. And
I kind of want to see a Master Aemon White though.
But here's the thing: he's blind in like his normal life. Is he blind as a walker?
I don't know if they see.
Yeah, that's true.
The way we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they might.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We need to know the anatomy of these things.
Like, do they see or do they just sense life and just attack life?
Right. Or do they
or is
have
it like a hive mind type thing?
Or like echolocation.
Yeah, like bats.
They're like, go, go,
they make
go.
their noises in the...
We don't know. So, Sam's having a crappy day. He's like, I'm just going to go hang out over here and see Gilly and like everything. And then but Gilly's by herself. So he's like, and then Gilly, two guys come up. He's like, let us have a kiss. Let us have it. If you were my girl, I'd have a kiss.
I'd kiss you every day. Yes.
And she's like, no, get out. No, don't.
I don't want to kiss you.
And then she slaps one of the dudes, which just like emboldens him.
Yeah, pisses him
off. And they're like, all right, here we go. About to be some nastiness going on. And Sam's like, no, I'm going to stop him. And then Sam got his ass beat.
He draws his sword, which is just funny to begin with.
Right. He's like so bad with it, he's shaking like a leaf.
His hands are shaking.
Man, somebody's tired.
I had to work early. We both had to work early.
Yeah, we had to work early today.
I had to work an hour earlier, though.
Yeah. I guess you win the sad Olympics.
I'm sad.
Yeah. But, there you go. And then Sam's like, no, stop. And then they just whoop him. Like, they put him on the ground and punch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like UFC style, just beating his ass.
Man, I forgot how, like, brutal the beating was.
Me too, yeah.
Because, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, they beat him up pretty bad. But the second time, they just, like, kept punching him in the nose.
Yeah, and then his back of the head kept hitting the concrete, which is not good for your brain, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I don't think they really had, like, concussion treatments back in the day.
Yeah, and he's not getting any time off. So, like, he's going to have to go to work with this.
They don't have paid sick leave at the wall, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so he
gets back up.
He gets back up and he's like, stop it. And then the guys are scared. They're like, oh, no. And then Sam's like, yeah, they're scared of me. No, they're not. They're scared of the fucking dinosaur wolf behind you.
That ghost finally shows about 30 seconds too late.
Ghost is like, hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? Let's come see Sam and Gil. Oh man. Growl.
Growl. You have any peanut butter?
I feel like you should. I feel like Ghost talks like every dog talks. Like, hey guys, hi. What's going on?
Can you rub my tummy?
But really, he probably talks more like Littlefinger. He's like, hello, derp.
Will you rub my tummy?
I got a belly rub. Where you going? Come back.
Alright, so... But then Gilly takes Sam back. She's like, let me tend to your wounds. And she's tending to his wounds, and they're bad. But she's like, has no nursing training. So they're probably just getting worse. So he goes, ouch, ow, ow. And she's like, are you feeling better? He's like, yeah. And he's like, do you feel better now? And they start doing it.
Well, yeah, they kiss on the lips.
Okay, yeah.
She leans up and she...
Which she's done before.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, she kisses down on the cheek, then she leans back, and he's looking at her kind of longingly, and she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's game time.
Yeah,
she kisses him.
Also, where's the kid right now?
Right there, man.
Dang, okay. That's kind of weird.
I mean, it's a baby.
Yeah,
I'm sure our parents banged in front of us. It happens, dude. You're not going to remember it. They probably made your little brothers, like, right in front of you, and you wouldn't know it.
That's cool.
You were, like, what, 3?
My mom's going to listen to this.
Yeah. That's awkward.
Yeah, good job.
Hey, I mean, mine did, too, though.
Yeah, your mom doesn't listen to this.
Well, I mean, she has.
Oh, okay.
I think. She said she did.
Nice.
She didn't give me any details that would support that.
She lied to you. She's like, oh, it's so great, honey. I love the part where you talked about Stannis. She probably said that. Anywho, so they get it on.
What's that name?
Yeah. This happens a lot differently in the books because, Mance is still alive.
Yeah, Mance is still alive in the books, and like they're doing it on a boat in the books.
Yeah, which is way more cool.
And a Summer Islander like makes Sam do it, like threatens to throw him overboard.
Right, they're like, do it. Like, no, I have vows. And he's like, it'll be fun. And he's like, okay.
It's the daughter. It's the Summer Islander daughter. She's like, oh, fuck it. You can swim to Dorne if you don't go bang Gilly right now. God forbid. I'm sure she's got like a kind of pointy, like derpy face, but
yeah, pointy like derpy face.
You can do worse.
Right. True.
So yeah, Sam, when he's getting made love to, he's like, oh my, oh.
Which is funny because that's what George Martin was like with his Gilly.
Yeah, so he's like, oh gosh.
He's like, oh, I better not write some books for a while.
I need a break.
So, okay, we leave the north for now. And Sansa goes to Reek, and she's like, hey, this is, like, really bad. I, like, hate it here. I super hate it. It's not great at all.
He keeps, like, biting me and, biting me.
She has bruises up on her arms and stuff. That's not good.
Yeah, from abuse.
Right. So, she goes, Reek, listen, if you put up this candle on the 3rd floor, this old lady will see it, and she'll help me get out of here, and that would be so awesome of you. And Reek's like, yeah, I'll do it. He goes and tells Ramsay right away.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't psyched to be doing it. He didn't even want the candle. She kind of forced it onto him.
So then...
He wasn't like, yeah, dog, sweet.
So then Ramsay's like, thanks for telling me this, and I'm going to bring Sansa out here. It sounds like, guess what? You see this old lady that was going to help you? She's dead and flayed, because I'm a Bolton. That's how we do things.
Like, super flayed. Like, Reek is such a bitch. He, like, got 2 of his fingers cut off, and he's all, oh, Reek. This lady got peeled like an apple. Like, she's got, like, nothing left except her face.
Yeah, it's bad.
And Ramsay's like, oh, yeah, she didn't say anything, and her heart gave out. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, you're never getting out of here. And then he left. All right, so that was a real quick scene there. Kind of like just showing how Sansa's super trapped and Reek is super done for.
The obligatory like sad in the north scene.
Yep, like you just have to be. And
And
also, it's really winter there now. It's like really, really winter.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's snowing. Well, they're in the middle of that snowstorm too.
Yeah.
Which is actually another thing that is similar to the books because Stannis is marching on Winterfell and the storm kind of stops him in his tracks.
Yeah.
So, I like that. Staying true. It's good.
Yep. All right. After we visit that scene, which is just sad, makes everybody sad. Guess what?
What?
More sadness. Okay, so we go to Stannis' camp.
I was gonna say I don't think he gets too much happy.
No. So they
tell the boobies, but those will.
Yeah, those are going to make up for the
Spoiler
whole
alert,
season.
There are boobs in this episode.
Yeah, because there's not so much anymore.
Yeah.
In the first season, there was like every other scene.
It was like gratuitous.
And now they're like, no, they're like, you moved on.
I guess there's not so much in like King's Landing anymore, though, where like the boobs were aplenty and times are harder.
Yeah, and now it's getting colder out. People are keeping their shirts on.
It's understandable.
But
I don't like it, but it's understandable.
So Stannis' army, he's like, we gotta leave, and Davos is like, look at me fingers.
He's like, we can't leave, justice.
Then Mary's like, oh great, a Davos scene. Hate, hashtag hate it.
He's like on his horse. She's like, fuck his horse. I wouldn't let Davos sit on me if I was a horse.
I hate Davos. He eats onions. I like onions. My name's Mary.
I don't understand Mary's hatred for Davos.
Yeah,
he's just like a nice guy. He's like, if Davos was my uncle, I'd probably call him like Uncle Reliable, and we'd do reliable things together.
Mary will be around for the finale, by the way. I just wanted to put out if we can get one more viewer out of it. Yeah, she'll be around
for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know when
we're not gonna not be able to swear for that. I'm gonna swear. I'm gonna have to swear at Mary at least like once.
Yeah, because we hate her so much.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. I'm gonna be like fucking Mary.
She is the worst.
We'll do our best though, because wings are good.
Yeah, my mom's making homemade wings and a dessert and some other goodies for us because we're so nice.
Wow.
Yeah, but tonight we had Jets, so.
Yeah, I'm so full. I only had 3 pieces. I'm super duper full, and only 2 of those breadsticks.
Nice.
And I'm like,
I'm just done for. But I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna just like sleep it off.
Yeah, I gotta go in at 6.
Oh, I gotta go at 6 on Friday, so.
Again.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well, you gotta go all weekend. So.
That's all right. It's not. I'm getting good hours. I'm just tired sometimes. Wait, all right. So, back to the show we're recording. Stannis is all like, hey, we should leave now. And Davos is like, no, it won't work.
We can't go, it's snowing.
And
Can't you see the snow?
Melisandre's like, you've seen the fires, like, you've seen what I've seen, like, you've seen everything, like, how about just hear me out? You kill your daughter.
Let me know. I'm just going to put this as diplomatically as possible. We've got to burn Shireen alive.
Right. She's like, listen, like, you're, like, she's not even that old. You won't miss her that much. And she had grayscale.
Have you seen that face?
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, she can read, but that's not a big deal. And then Stannis is like, no, didn't you see that really touching scene I had so to make this scene more impactful? Didn't you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's like, no, I didn't see it.
I'm seeing the purposes behind the scenes now.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to do it?
No.
No, not ever.
And he was disgusted. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be king that bad and kill my princess daughter. I love her so much and stuff.
He's like, I sent for every... Why do I keep lapsing into a Davos voice?
Every voice for you is Davo.
It's not. I have a plethora of voices, but
I like the audiobooks. The guy only has a few voices, but he tries so hard. He's so cool. I like him so much. Sassy. Robert Baratheon.
Stannis is like, just very like, I'm Stannis. Yes.
And then Robert's like, blah, 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 blah.
Piss Ned.
And then Ned's like, duh, 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 duh.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, so that's not gonna happen. Like, she's not dying. Like,
I think it could happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
It could happen.
I guarantee you it's not gonna happen. But okay.
Whatever, dude.
I think I know this show.
Let's make it interesting.
Right, that's true. So
I think you're right. So I probably don't want to make it interesting. But.
Oh, thank you. So Jorah and Tyrion are being sold as slaves to slave buyers in an auction. They're like, all right, hey, Jorah's like a real Westerosi knight. You should buy him. And they're like, all right,
yeah, they say he defeated Khal Drogo in single combat.
Yeah, they were lying a little bit. But
did not happen. Khal Drogo would have ate him for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been disgusting.
Right, it would have been bad. But they have to sell a little bit. So they're like, yeah. And then Tyrion's like, but you have to buy both of us. And then they were like, why? And then he beats this other dude with a chain.
Awesome.
I'm like, so cool.
Yeah, he's got like this Weasley dude that's like the slaver.
Right.
You know, and he's like, you have to buy both of us because I'm also a great fighter.
Yeah.
And the Weasley dude laughs, and Tyrion like pulls his chain, and he falls to the ground and just whips him with the chain.
Yeah, it was great.
It's really cool. I laughed. I really appreciated it.
Yeah, Tyrion beating up anybody's pretty great. Like in the Battle of Blackwater when he was out there.
Yeah.
And Pod had to save him.
He got a stubby little arms just thrashing around. Like his movements are just kind of funny. Because,
but he has dope armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has really cool armor.
His acting in the last 2 episodes has been like phenomenal.
Yeah.
Acting wise,
especially he's doing all this, and I feel like he's not sleeping and drinking all the time because that's like what Tyrion's doing. So I feel like he's being authentic, but it's probably just really good acting.
Yeah, he might be a method actor. Right. I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Mary would know.
Yeah, she doesn't read Peter Dinklage's Wikipedia 4 times. I don't know.
She probably does.
Yeah, she probably does. Yeah.
She probably goes to like dinklesdongs.com and just like hopes against hope, but it's still a blank page because there's no leaks.
All right.
Checked.
Anywho, they go to the fighting pits and they're like, "Hey, if you guys fight, the winner will get to see the queen." So all the other slaves are fighting, and Jorah's like, "Wait, I can see the queen." He puts a mask on and he kills like everybody because he's a knight.
He doesn't kill anybody.
Oh, he beats them all up.
Yeah, that's why I think he was. Because that's why Danny was impressed because he doesn't go out and like kill anybody. He goes out and like knocks everybody down.
Right. I was eating pizza at that time. That was like right when it got
deep
here.
like into your stupor. Your pizza eating
I wanted
stupor.
to die. Anywho,
feeding frenzy. But yeah, he just like ran out and just like beat people up with it.
He takes off his helmet and he's like, "Hey, look, hey, hon, remember me?" And she's like, get him out of here. I'm so mad right now. I'm just so mad.
Get him the dirty heck out of my sight.
He's like, I never want to flip and see him again.
Jerk.
Yeah, this is a Monday to Friday thing. I don't ever want to see him. But
he was mean to me.
So he goes, "Hey, I got you a gift though," and then they're like, "Well," she's like, "Well, present your gift." And then Tyrion strolls out. Perfect timing. He goes, "I am your gift." Dun, 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 dun.
Which actually was the end of the episode, but that's not the last person we're talking about, is it?
No, it wasn't the end of the episode. There was a lot. That was like
Oh, yeah, there was way more.
Man, God, you're so bad.
I'm tired.
Alright. Anywho, back to Dorne. Marcella goes, Jamie, she goes...
Oh my God, yeah, boobies. I already mentioned.
Yeah, I know, for real.
The biggest scene.
But versus Marcella and Jamie, and then Jamie's like, hey, I'm here to rescue him. Marcella's like, why are you here to rescue me? I want to marry Tristan. I love him.
I need to be rescued.
You sent me down here to marry him, and then you want to take me back? That's not fair. I will kill myself.
Didn't you see me kissing his tender lips?
she's like, I'm fucking done with you. You don't even know me. You're just my uncle. And he was looking at her like, He's like, I'm not your uncle.
He's like, what? Oh, man, you're right, but you're wrong.
You're right. She's like, I'm gonna marry him. There's nothing you can do about it. Just get out of my face.
Which actually, at this point is pretty true.
Yeah, like there's nothing you can do.
Not really. At this
Why
point.
didn't they throw him in prison with Bronn? Because he's
highborn.
Yeah, but still, like,
he probably is. Isn't he getting kind of like he can't leave? I'm sure.
Yeah, house arrest is different than prison, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like celebrities get on house arrest.
That's true.
Poor people go to prison.
True.
For the same crimes.
All right, so we get to the scene of the century where Bronn is singing. Bronn is singing. Dorne's man's wife.
Yeah.
I don't remember the song.
A daughter's man's wife.
He's like a really good singer.
Turns out he has a beautiful voice.
Yeah, they're really letting him sing now. It's great. Like every episode, he's singing something.
Yeah, I think they're like, Bronn, you're a main character now, even though you're not even almost in the books anymore. They're like, we've study grouped this or focus grouped this.
Yeah.
You are one of the few characters that people absolutely overwhelmingly love still.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's a more. I don't know. No, Tyrion's more loved than
Tyrion, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow, yep.
Bronn.
Yep.
I think Jaime Lannister is awesome still.
Some people still hate him though. Dany's pretty.
He killed a kid or tried to kill a kid like that.
Dany's still well loved, but a lot of people hate her. I just think Emilia Clarke can't act. Like that's her big thing.
Yeah.
And she makes that scrunch face where she's like look really closely in your podcast. She's like,
she's. I don't like Dany.
She's the worst.
I don't like how she acts. Like not even her acting aside. If she made better decisions, I might like her. But I don't know. I'm just not a fan of her scenes at all for the most part.
Even how much Dario they have in him. Because he's dope.
He's dope.
Yeah.
When he's doing dope things, he's dope.
Yeah. When he's not doing dope things. At least he didn't leave the show for the Transporter series.
Yeah, that was in the cards. So we've talked about this, haven't we?
Yeah, the guy who played it before he went to. Well, Jason Statham was the guy before.
Yeah.
Now the old Dario is going to be the new Jason Statham in the Transporter movies.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, instead of being in Game of Thrones.
I like it.
Yeah. Not a bad career move at all.
It probably isn't a bad career move, really.
I mean, Jason Statham's big, but, like, nobody cares about him anymore.
Jason Statham fans do. I'm sure he's got fans. They're like the people they're the people who listen to like Nickelback. There's a lot.
And Shinedown.
There's a lot of them. There's like a lot of them. They're just not in my life at all. Just because we don't interact with them doesn't mean they don't exist.
They don't. Well,
either way, they both have more money than us.
Yeah, but Bronn probably has more money than us, and I love him.
Not as many female fans as us, though.
Got him.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Bronn's singing, and he's like, "Oh man, this is so great. My arm has a scar in it, but I'm not going to regard that for a little bit."
He's like, "I love it. I wouldn't want to leave Dorne without a scar."
Yeah.
Of course not.
And she's like, in the Tien.
It's Tien, is it?
Yeah, like the guy from Dragon Ball Z.
Tien.
Yeah. So you want to take point because you love the scene so much, or no?
Man, we both love this scene, but I'll take point.
Thank you. But we both love this scene.
She comes up to the bars of the cell.
Yeah.
And they have a little small talk about beautiful women.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, tell me. She says that she's the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah, doubtful, but okay, we'll let you go.
And Bronn's like, I don't know, I've seen a lot of beautiful women. And she calls him out. She's like, well, name one more beautiful woman than me that you've seen. And he's like, starts to tell a story, and all of a sudden he gets super dizzy. And then she starts taking her robe off.
Yeah.
She starts she's like, tell me, and as she's saying this, she's disrobing.
Yeah, she's like...
And she bears just the perfect set of boobies. I just have to call them boobies. I feel like saying tits is like disrespectful.
Yeah,
these are boobies. And they are just, oh man. They're great.
Calm down.
They need. I just think like sculptures should be made of them. They're perfect.
The funny thing is, she was in a children's show last year.
Evidently, she's 19, which makes me feel.
Yeah, she's 19. She's probably 18 when this was filmed. Just a heads up. Yeah.
Whatever. It's legal beagle, I guess.
I just like her sisters. This was all going on. They're like, oh god, she's whipping him out again.
Yeah, they're like, put him away, TN.
Yeah, right. Oh, especially Obara. She's the saltiest of the group for sure.
Obara's always such a bitch, though.
She's so salty.
Like, let your sister, like, skis out a little bit. She's the youngest. She just wants male attention. You guys have already had it. Obara's probably had, like, female attention.
Yeah, she's kind of weird.
Like Birkenstocks and softball. That kind of attention.
Well, Tien had a method to her madness. She was trying to get his heart rate up so the poison would act faster.
That makes sense.
And it did, because he was like, oh, I don't feel so good. And she's like, how's your arm now? And he's like, not getting better, that's for sure.
But she's also got a big crush on him, so she gave him the antidote.
She's like, here's the antidote. Like, she's like, I put an ointment on my spear, and now you're sick, and you're going to die, but here's an antidote.
And by ointment, I don't mean like, good ointment. I mean like poison.
Right.
Ointment.
So she throws him the antidote, and she's like, who's the most beautiful now? And he's like, you. And she throws him the antidote, and he's like, go.
Pretty good catch for a dude who's like fucking super poison.
Right, yeah.
I thought for sure he was going to drop it, because I was like, they're killing Bronn. And then they did.
Oh, I thought so too, man. When he got cut in this episode before, I'm like, no, dude.
Oh, yeah.
This is how they're going to end the storyline, because he's not even in the books right now.
I wonder if these two are going to like hook up and become like, if Tien's going to join them.
I would be down with that storyline.
And if we get at least like a couple good just like bang scenes. Where Bronn's like singing and just like banging her. Oh,
he's
man.
like, something.
Daughter's man's worth. He survived the poison, but he grew a speech impediment.
Yeah, right. What happens if she's like, the only thing is now that you can't sing, and then he's like, oh yeah, he's like, he just
oh, yep. You're right.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, the poison worked. So the greatest scene of all time just happened. So now it's all downhill from here from the show. People, I think Obama tweeted about it. He was like, damn, them titties though.
Damn titties though.
He's like, hashtag president.
Hashtag POTUS. Hashtag POTUS boner.
I don't care. I'm still mad at him for getting rid of Oreo cakesters. Those are so delicious. And yeah.
Fucker.
Yeah, right. But okay, so we go to King's Landing, and Olenna's like, hey, hi Sparrow, hi Robin, like, what's your name now? And he's like, I've heard it's High Sparrow and you should be nice to him. She's like, no, I think he's a big meanie head.
Jerk.
Yeah, he's a big meanie head. He's got a poopy face.
That's
and he's like, it's stupid. And then he's like, oh, I heard he was super nice. And she's like, no, definitely a poopy face. And he's like, JK, I'm the High Sparrow. And she's like, well, I'm not even gonna apologize.
She's like, well, I'm fucking Olenna. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. Are you kidding me?
And he's like, High Sparrow's way cooler than Queen of Thorns, bitch. And like, thug life. So she's like, let Loras and Marjorie go. This is a joke. Like, this is the dumbest trial of all time. Like, I hate you.
And essentially, he's like, no.
Yeah. He's like, no, they broke the law of, they sinned.
God's law.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, he sinned. And she's like, everybody's broken the laws. And he's like, well, so buttons. I don't care. So, okay, so.
So buttons.
So he goes, I'm not releasing him. And then we flash over the scene, and then Cersei's like, damn, it feels good to be a gangster. And she's walking around. She's like, this is so great. And she's like, hey, High Sparrow, thanks for taking care of all my enemies. Like, I super appreciate it. Thanks for, like, ruining everything for everybody and, like restoring code and, like, being a militia for me. And, like, thanks so much for that. And he's like, oh, yeah, no problem. It's like, you should become religious. And she's like, nah, man, I'm good. And he's like, we found this guy. And he's like, confessed all of his sins. He feels great right now. He's, like, loving life. He will float to heaven. Like, there's no way he's going to hell. He's confessed all the evil things that he's ever done. Guess who it is? And right there, she's like, okay.
Like, bring it on?
Yeah, bring it. And he's like, oh, it's Lancel, by the way. He, like, confessed everything. Like, we definitely know. We definitely know about Jaime. We definitely know about you. We definitely know that
King
you lie.
Robert.
You definitely know about King Robert. We definitely know everything. We, like, know it. Like, it's for certain.
And Lancel comes out. He's all crazy-eyed, staring forward.
He's like,
so you know he's telling the truth.
He's like, Jesus loved me, this I know.
Cersei is a stupid hoe.
Got her. God, we're like Braun, but, like, split into two.
Yeah. Brown square.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
So, In the best scene of all time, part 2, Cersei is thrown into the dungeon.
H cell.
And
she does visit Marjorie before this, and
she's
Marjorie's
like,
I hate you, and she's like, no.
Yeah, she's like,
don't be ridiculous.
Yeah. And then Marjorie's like, I'll get you.
You mean lady.
I'm glad we remember that scene because Mary would have got mad at us.
Oh, she would. Yeah,
she'd
I'm
been so mad.
Sick of her disapproval. I'm sick of it, man. Like I don't have that high of a self-esteem.
Right.
And Mary picks away at it. She picks
every day.
Picks. Yeah. I can't wait to beat her in Magic and make her cry.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna go Magic card shopping. We should do a podcast that day called Weston on Magic. Got him.
Got it.
Such a good name. All right, but
Corbett's card party.
Nice. Corbett's card craziness. Corbett's card craziness party. The CCCP. Like the USSR. You get it?
You got it.
God, it's such a good reference.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Soviets.
Like for a consonant.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Speaking of Soviets, they throw her into a dungeon. They're like, "Hey, you're gonna confess?" She's like, "You'll see my face and then she's like, "You'll see my face and then you die."
That's the next episode.
No, it's this episode 2. You wanna mess with me?
I'm pretty sure it just ends with her being.
You don't wanna mess with me, man.
What else is in the episode? Doesn't it just end with her?
That's it. They end there.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I might have screwed up.
Yeah, the Septon's like this big, like 8-foot tall beastly.
Yeah, and she's like,
confess.
She's like, confess, and she's like, no. And then they're like, what are you gonna do? And she's like, they show her picture of her face. She's like, da 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 da.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah. So that was episode 7. It's starting to turn around. This season was a little lackluster until this point. Lots of talking. People complain about that, but then also those are the same people who never read Feast for Crows and don't understand the source material.
Exactly. Yeah.
That book was not a barn burner. It was good, but not a lot of action. It was mostly political.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
So
it's really good. Feast for Crows is one of those books that if you're like me and you reread the books a few times.
Mary's rereading them now too.
The second time I read it, it was better, and the third time I read it, it's even better because you can go through it a lot faster. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't get as confusing with like new characters, intrigues.
That's why I have to reread them. I know I have to, but I have so many other books to read. It's
Yeah, and they're long. There's something you kind of got to commit to.
Right. Oh, excuse me.
That's pretty much the episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much the episode. But we'll do episode 8 right now. Like we'll save this up and then record it. So, but good episode. Turning it around, setting up for a big Final 4. So
yeah, it's gonna get insane. Right. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Throwing it out there, I'm gonna freak out.
Right. Next episode is gonna be so much fun to record. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh my god.
All right. So for episode 7 at Weston and Westeros, I'm Weston.
I'm Adam.
Have a great night.
Yep.